look who we have here, Mr. Podesta. It's time for Alphabet Sunday.
Clinton's 2016 campaign, his private emails were hacked and released publicly by Russian-backed entities.
Wrong. Russian-backed entities did not hack his emails. Start off having a clever password, Mr. Podesta. Use symbols and letters and numbers all in one password. It's not hard.
This didn't even deal with the hacking. This was only about what was going on in the social media and the information campaign that was being done there. But there were 80 people, millions of dollars spent.
80 people, huh? When did this information come out? They got 13 Russians, nationalists, from what I'm told. Where did 80 come from?
And as one of your previous guests, Senator Coons, noted, we won the popular vote by 3 million votes. They were pushing vote.
Popular vote? Oh, but the Russians helped you get the popular vote? Makes no sense, Mr. Podesta.
To give one example, to Jill Stein, her vote in Michigan,
all of a sudden, Jill Stein is relevant. How is this possible? Are we living in 2018?
Wisconsin was greater than the gap between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton in those states. So you can't prove that it did affect the outcome, but it certainly seems likely that it had some impact.
Oh, you can't prove it? Well, then what are we doing spending $175,000 a day on this investigation?
Question, how is it that these Russian operatives knew to focus on purple states like Michigan and Wisconsin, and your campaign didn't?
Well, of course, we spent a lot of time and energy and effort in all those states.
Hillary Clinton herself did not spend much time in those states.
We had Tim Kaine was there.
Okay, so you think you can win a presidential election when your candidate doesn't show up? Please, I think I saw Tim Kaine at one rally and there was about 50 to 75 people. Come on, Podesta, you can do better than that.
Was in, and she spent enormous time in Pennsylvania and Michigan.
Sure.
And we spent a lot.
Sure. And the interviewer agrees with her. Sure.
We had more staff in Wisconsin than even President Obama had in 2012. But I think that begs the question. I think we focused on the places we thought were that were
that were Los Angeles and New York City. Yeah, we know.
And in the end of the day, we fell short in those states.
There it is. You can always tell when someone's stirring up something when they say, at the end of the day.
And I think that this active measures effort by the Russians could have tilted the election in Donald Trump's favor.
You got the dirt on him? Bring it forward, buddy. Don't take a year of our money and time.
If this is information warfare, then I think he's the first draft dodger in the war.
Oh, we got the info wars. Now, how long did we think it would take for them to come up with that one?
Done nothing but tried to undermine the Mueller investigation. He hasn't implemented the sanctions that was passed by the Congress and that he signed in reaction to the activities in the 2016 election.
I'm not sure this guy even knows what year it is. He's You can always tell when they're lying.
We learned this week he's ordered no effort to try to get the intelligence community to get together to try to prevent further activities.
You're struggling, Mr. Podesta.
Why do you think that is? Do you think that it's because to do so would be to admit that somehow the Russians might have influenced this election?
Well, I think that Mr. Trump's psyche is complicated, and people have said a lot about it. But he's certainly.
Oh, we got to turn it right back around to Mr. Trump. His psyche's complicated. Okay.
Except that this activity may have helped him, and I think he just constantly tries to move the ball away, including what was, I think, really a despicable tweet.
We don't even know what the Russians did to influence the election. We know that they're going to be charged, but we have no idea what they did. So how can he be doing anything about it?
Out the fact that he's blaming the FBI for investigating the Russia investigation, somehow relating that to the tragic
This
killings in
interview
Florida.
is
But,
a
who
nightmare.
knows with Mr. Trump? But he clearly, I think, has failed in carrying out his duty as president of the United States.
Give
which is
it up,
to protect our democracy.
Podesta.
Midterm elections are coming up, and it's been reported that Democrats are telling your former boss, Bill Clinton, that in light of the Me Too movement, they think he should sit it out. He should be benched. They're not looking for him to actively campaign for them.
Oh,
Is that
heavens,
true?
no.
And do you think that that's the right call?
Look, I think he's remains, I think, a figure
A rapist.
who is popular with a lot of Democrats across the country, and I think that people are calling him, candidates are calling
rapist.
him and asking for advice. But whether he's going to be an active participant, I think that's not really on the top of his mind right now. I think he's doing other things, and people make their own judgments about whether he can be.
What
helpful
sort of
in
other
the
things
Do you
is
think
he
it's a good
doing?
idea, very quickly, for him to sit it out?
Well, look, I think that if I was advising a campaign and a candidate about what to do, I would sort of judge whether he can be helpful. And I think some places he can't be, and probably some places he's more of a lightning rod.
All right, John Podesta.
You're a lightning rod, and you need to be bolted out of here. Now let's watch Jeff Flake.
Loyalty to the man more than it is about any set of given principles or ideals, and I think that's what's really changed.
I would agree with that, and I agree with Eliana in terms of where the Republican Party is going and the danger. If you look every 4 years, every presidential election cycle, we are as a country 2% less white.
Wow, look at that man's face. 2% less white. He looks like he just won the lottery.
Voters of color, it's changing that way. And I don't think that we've made enough of an effort as Republicans to appeal across the broader electorate.
Not enough
And-
effort
and
to
then
appeal
with
to the
young people as
illegals.
well, given some of the positions.
It won't surprise you, Senator, that the
Oh, look
president
who it
has already
is.
picked up on that and is
Bank
tweeted
fraud
saying
Bernie.
even Adam Schiff is blaming the Obama administration. He should have done more. In hindsight, did the President Obama worry too much about the look?
Look, Obama was in a very difficult position and did not want to make it appear that he was favoring Hillary Clinton. Maybe he should have done more. But the
Ah, there we have it. Didn't want to make it look like he was favoring Hillary Clinton. Oh, but he went out and campaigned for her.
right now is how do we have a president of the United States not saying what everybody knows to be true?
See, we just had a 180-degree turn from Obama back to Trump. That's very clever, Bernie. You don't think we're on to you?
Sure interfered in 2016, they're going to interfere in 2018, and we have got to do everything we can to make sure that they do not undermine American democracy. Trump, this is a huge deal. And that we don't have a president speaking out on this issue is a horror show, and we have got...
You're a horror show. I know. They got a lot of learning to do and a lot of living to do. Those poor kids. My heart goes out to them and the victims' families. We'll talk about it more, maybe on a Trump Talk coming up. But right now, I'm saying goodbye. This is Alphabet Sunday, and you just took a bite.